metalhead, are you, Syndra?
I actually am, but I'm not much of a headbanger, I'll say. I don't know. I never... Well, the last time I had long hair was like 2nd grade of high school, so I don't really have much practice with headbanging correctly.
I also had long hair in high school.
I think it's a skill you acquire over time, and I just haven't.
I think that's called brain damage, by the way.
Oh. Well,
get...
that's a good skill to not have acquired, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm doing great.
You just get numb to it after a while, you know?
You can't tell anymore.
All right, Syndra, I don't want to, you know, point too many comparisons between this Liquid, the old Liquid. I don't want to too often put that burden on Saberlight. I think it's rather unfair. But when you're playing Visage,
right,
I feel like there is a natural comparison to be made. And we're just going to see how Team Liquid is able to perform with an offlane Visage in the hands of Saberlight, because I do think he needs to do a lot for Liquid in this game.
He has a ton of experience on the hero. He's played it a lot in pubs. You can see is that called Platinum tier, I think it is.
Platinum,
That's like about 100 pubs at least. And I've also seen him play it a couple of times in pro games. It's not the stereotypical Saberlight hero, I would say, but he plays it solidly, I would say. You're not expecting a 33 tier performance. I don't think it's fair to expect any player to play on par with, you know, probably the best single player in the world on a hero.
Yeah.
But Saberlight is not going to be a liability because of lack of familiarity with the hero. No pun intended. So I think he'll do fine. My bigger concern here is like what the panel talked about. I'm not sure how much I'm vibing with the Liquid lineup in general. I think the support duo of Bounty Hunter Pugna is not a favorite of mine. To simplify things, a lot of the time, if you're playing two supports of which neither has any sort of catch and relatively small, I guess Pugna's teamfight presence is raw damage, and that's it. You need other heroes to make up for it in their ability to initiate. You don't have anything. You have one Tiny who needs an item in order to do that.
Yeah.
So it just feels like in the early game, I kind of think PARIVISION can get whatever they want. And what a dream that is to play Alchemist in that type of game. So that's my worry. If Liquid get off to some good fights in the mid game when Tiny has his dagger, if they get the track rolling, if they do okay in the lanes, I can easily see this lineup working out. They've got some good minus armor together with the Visage from the TA. And Bounty Hunter is always going to be that kind of X-Factor hero where when things go right, they go very right.
Yeah.
But when things go wrong, they also go very wrong a lot of the time.
And that, for me, is why I think that the Visage is, for me, like, I think the Visage has to do a lot here because it's one of the few disables that they have. It's their front line, it's a lot of their team fight. Like, I feel like the Visage has to do so much in this lineup to make it work for Team Liquid. And then, first and foremost, perhaps, is it's part of the Bounty Hunter lane, right? And we've already seen this duo fail on Team Liquid before. This double gold-making duo, right? Like, they need to get kills because that is the entire way these heroes play Dota.
And I believe, as a matter of fact, we saw this Visage Bounty Hunter played earlier in this. We cast this game.
Yep.
It was played by Tundra.
Oh, it was Tundra.
Who are the kings of this lineup and of this strategy. And they were 0 and 25 in that game before they got their first kill.
Yeah.
And that game was the perfect illustration of what can go wrong with Bounty Hunter and Visage as a duo. Is they lost their lane, they couldn't find any moves on the map, and both heroes were just complete liabilities the whole game until it ended. So you want to avoid that situation as Liquid, and so far so good because the top lane is going fine. Having Bounty Hunter Visage against Alk Ench is, I don't remember what Tundra played against, but I think the matchup was significantly worse. Bounty Hunter as a support loves playing against melee cores that you can go and get relatively consistent Janata proc on. And Alchemist will always have gold for you to steal, I suppose. Real Robin Hood here, take from the rich.
Yeah.
You know?
Were they matched up against a Chen? I feel like I remember the mana burn being a part of the lane, which is what is happening here with Tikal as he burns away much of Saberlight's mana.
It might have been Chen plus. I just genuinely don't remember. I just remember that it was the most one-sided game I cast all year.
Stadia. Oh, they grouped up together. And it's not First Blood, it's First Blood and Second Blood.
Oh, boy. This is a pretty nice lane. I'm happy to see Dazzle. I love this hero. I love the older Dazzle more, but I still love him. Weave was one of my favorite spells in Dota. I'm in the minority, I understand. But I missed that. And
we're talking about the old 30-second giant AoE plus and minus armor weave.
That old.
You like that?
Yes, I loved that design.
It was such a dumb ability.
Yeah, and I'm a dumb person.
Radiant are scanning.
All right, guys.
Real recognize real cap.
We're going to get into a team fight in 15 seconds. Group up. I'm going to weave us.
That's why the spell was so cool. You needed to have foresight. You needed to plan things. You needed to come together as a team. It was a full-on team ability. You needed to have a clear vision of how the fights were going to break out. And then on top of that, the spell also gave vision. You could throw it to get a ton of vision in the area at the time of initiation.
Well, here at DreamLeague, we only have foresight. Shout out to Period
Hey! Oh, that's actually... That sounded like a sarcastic laugh, but that was actually really good. That was clever.
Thank you.
I like that. Okay, that was a lot of a sidetrack about Dazzle, but love the hero. I think if you do play it now, the position 3 is probably the best position for this hero. As we're seeing Saberlight take a little bit of damage, he'll back out. And if you... The thing Dazzle as a 3 particularly enables is melee force. So running it together with Nyx, you get extra damage because you always have an ally on top of the target for Shadow Wave, and you can compensate for the hero's, the 4's lack of laning strength because you are a laning powerhouse. So these two heroes actually complement each other very, very nicely.
Setting up for the power room.
Yep.
Gonna see if they can actually kill Dakalis. Dakalis already got off the heal, so there's no way. They
Sania, however,
managed to win the 50-50, and Sania tried to get the power rune on the other side. It is only met with a rolling ball of death. Are you concerned that, like, yeah, the Visage lane is going fine, but they haven't got any kills? And I feel like I never watched a Visage lane with the old Team Liquid where they didn't get a kill in the first 5 minutes of the game.
And this is the lane I'm actually least concerned about.
Where are you going?
Nice TP away from Boxy. He was dead otherwise, so good call.
I think the fact that the bottom lane is going, like, really poorly for them, so Mickey has to jungle level 4, is a much, much bigger concern than whether they find a kill top. And on top of that, Nisha is losing mid to Pango. And this, as we already established, is a lane or a game where Tiny needs to pull a lot of weight.
And their Wisdom Rune.
And
their Wisdom Rune. Oh, okay, Boxy gets there just in time.
So close.
That was very close, but now they'll be able to get the kill on Dakalis. Nice use of the Centaur, but there's no way that he can get out of here. Maybe they will finally get that death toll. Here we go.
Pretty sure if you drop the birds correctly, that you can block that path entirely, right? They do become an obstacle, I think?
Don't know if they do or not.
I feel like if they don't, they really should. It's gargoyles that are blocking your path. They should have collision. They don't have.
I'm still waiting for an Earthshaker to die on that bridge. Now that he leaves that stone behind. He does block off the bridge. So it's pretty funny. Well, Boxy is going to watch Chrysalis farm. I guess the upside of the safe lane being totally abandoned, you do have an extra support to bring to this lane. They're going to try and get aggressive on Chrysalis here. Throw out the blood grenade. One last nuke and that'll do it. All right. They do manage to get another kill for the Visage.
Nice to crap.
Scrapify. It does dodge all that damage, and Nisha's coming in. No one is going to try and finish him off. The Swashbuckle does manage to get the kill, but he will not make it out of here. A second kill for Saberlight. Double death toll kills. He is raking in the cash now. 4,500 net worth. There you go.
Usual recipe. We've seen this. We saw it in the Waska series too. When you're behind and things aren't going well, just bring the numbers. Like, overwhelm your opponent. Make a move as a team, but now they need to be careful the other way. Easy kill for 9 class and Chrysalis. And they do defend their tower. But Liquid, at least, they were 2,000 gold behind a moment ago. Now they've managed to cut it down to less than 1k. They are giving themselves better fighting conditions for the later stage of this game.
And if they pull the support off of the Dazzle lane, then, you know, Mickey's still not happy with the lane, but at least he can always TP out if he's in trouble.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
He is able to kind of show up and do a little bit of laning when the lane pushes in. He'll jungle otherwise, just like Chrysalis is doing.
Boxy is level 3 despite getting the Wisdom Rune.
Radiant's bottom
Very
tower is under
under-leveled
attack.
here.
Feel
This
like
kill
this kill
needs
is
to work.
Extremely unlikely to happen.
Yeah, he has Raindrop and Stick.
I mean, they're bringing Insania. They've all stayed off vision. They do manage to burst him. Oh, that was really well laid out by Liquid. Nobody showed. Everybody got close quarters with the Alchemist and surprised him before he could get a Chemical Rage off.
Yeah, and they'll take the tower. So again, they're just bringing numbers to this top area. As you said, make it work. This is one of the strengths of Bounty Hunter is, as you talked about, that execution had to be clean. If he gets any idea they're going on him, he won't die. But Bounty gives the perfect vision of what Alchemist would have seen.
Up. Okay. Assassinate was used there. Looks like 9 class.
All right, he wants to.
Yeah.
Well, he still wants to, but not going to happen.
Dire are scanning.
Unless. Nisha's going to wait here for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, Nisha knew. He saw him assassinate when he tossed them together, so he's not going to take any risks here.
Oh, Vendetta is under vision. Backing off.
Grabify, and the birds are going to drop on him. Here comes the Rolling Thunder. This is a really good hit on 3. The Dazzle sets it up with the poison already laid out on these heroes. Saberlight is being controlled quite a bit, but really not that much damage follow-up there from PARIVISION.
Yeah, I'm surprised they couldn't find a Vendetta hit.
Oh, nice job killing that one familiar. Couldn't get the second drop, but DM is still dead all the same. From behind, 9 class misses his impale. That's unfortunate. Boxy's going to take out here. They're chasing after Saberlight. Slowed him down with the enchant. PARIVISION don't really have much left in the tank against the full team of Liquid. They brought everybody to this mid lane.
This is actually a very meaningful advantage that Liquid have right now in these types of fights. The fact that they have a mech on Visage and Dazzle is going Ags. That healing advantage on the Radiant side makes such a huge difference against Pango in particular. You mech, you give your teammates armor, you heal them up, and yeah, Dazzle just can't match that level of impact right now. When he gets his axe, it's a different story. And this will, of course, allow DM to scale really well later down the line. But there was maybe a case to be made to go Greaves on Dazzle this game. I think that would have been nice. Think about what matchups you have. Greaves pipe on Dazzle, how are the enemy team going to kill your team? But
yeah,
once the scaling, it's what we've seen from a lot of teams. They're prioritizing the triple core.
Got him again. Faked him out. 9 class. He'll turn around, throw what damage he can, but yet another kill. Great sentries laid out from Liquid.
Saberlight's making bank. Top net worth over the Alchemist, who had a good lane. On the Visage now. These death toll kills.
Can I just say, I'm only just now realizing just how good of a Pugna Decrepify game it is. Oh my god. So, Pango, all of his abilities are physical, right? Shield Crash, Rolling Thunder, we saw that earlier. Yep. Alchemist, of course, this is classic, Unstable Concoction, physical. But then the Dazzle, Shadow Wave and Poison Touch are both physical as well. And then, you know, Enchantress isn't going to do much either. So, what a crazy Decrepify game this is.
If Tokalis heads up later, he reserves his enchant to dispel it.
Sure.
That's the one thing that they do have, but it's extremely contextual because the cast range of that ability isn't great, but the Enchantress a lot of the time is not going to be in position for it. But in theory, that is a solution that they have. Avalanche max range, and...
the Vistage wants to be here for another death toll kill.
Not
Boxy
yet.
Okay, they do manage to get it. Boxy is not dead yet. And he gets away. No one... Cannot go after that, but maybe 9 class can. He's going to take Insania instead. Hit him with the Vendetta, and maybe still Boxy is going to die. Yeah, Rolling Thunder bouncing back and forth. You got him. Well played.
And despite all of these things going well for Liquid, Boxy's still not level 6. So these kills are not giving track gold.
Yeah, it's crazy how Saberlight is level 9 and Boxy is not level 6.
Yep. They need to get a Wisdom Rune here. You got to get Bounty into this game now. Considering you've done such a good job of kind of salvaging a rough early game. Imagine with track, Liquid would definitely be looking at a gold lead right now, and now they're finally going to get it here. Going to Boxy, the Wisdom.
Has been denied.
Meanwhile, Mickey denies the mid tower, so PARIVISION will take a tower advantage in that regard.
And now big item alert. DM will finish the axe. This is a true game changer for this hero. It massively increases your farming speed. It ramps up your team fight damage by a lot. He has some decent targets to have it bounce from if he wants to throw it on an ally and get into the fight that way. Alchemist is generally going to be in range of stuff. Nyx is going to be in range of stuff, and Pango too. But, you know, most of the time you're probably just enemy casting it. It's going to bounce on the birds. I guess that's kind of nice.
I'll stick it to that one. Visage and his birds may be a little clumped.
And even if they aren't clumped, that might be even better, because then it might bounce to the backline too.
Sure.
So you just want to connect this around Visage in general. No, they're fine. They're really...
The same sentry that he died on earlier, 9 class, falls to that one. No one. He's got an opportunity to get a really good Rolling Thunder. Stalled by the Visage Familiar. He's going to go after Saberlight. Wants to stop this healer and all the nuisance that he's pulling in these team fights. And he should be able to have him. Hit him with the shield crash. Resummon of the Familiars here. They're going to drop them. Toss onto each other. This is bad now. Chrysalis. Okay, they throw out a Shallow Grave on him. Not quite needed at this moment. Enchantress is left behind. The Visage stun lands on Chrysalis. He wants to go back in. Got hit by the toss, though. A little dangerous there. Bouncing Shuriken. Man, DM is keeping everybody alive here, at least the remnants of PARIVISION heroes.
The thing Liquid have done the best job of this game is shutting down Nyx. I think it's been very impressive. When you fall behind early, a lot of the time it can get very scary when Nyx is going to find an opportunity and your teammate's going to, you know, take advantage of it and keep extending the lead. But 9 class has been caught out multiple times. Unfortunately for Nisha, despite being part of so many of those Nyx kills, he hasn't got the last on a single one of them. So his net worth is kind of bad on the Tiny right now. He's Agent 007 with his KDA. He would probably like to be another agent. Speaking of agents, Boxy is an agent for the entire team. That was obviously not on purpose. He just randomly walked into Vision, got caught. So unfortunate.
Yeah. He definitely knows there is a high ground ward and sentry now. Because
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Nice coverage. Both teams are paying a lot of attention to these stealthy boys. See, 9 class again, freshly placed sentry. He found it. Is he okay? If he walked high ground there, he would have probably died again. You know. Oh, now he's doing it. Tiny maybe a little bit too far. If he comes back up another time, he does have the vision of his own ward in the jungle, though. So he knew where Tiny was, and that's probably what gave him the confidence.
They did waste a scan on that.
Yep.
Trying to catch him with the high ground scan, but
Mika has recovered quite well. We haven't talked so much about him. The start was tough. He had to go jungle level 4. Now he's starting to have a game on this TA. Still trailing behind the Alk, but not by a huge margin.
So I feel like TA versus Alk is a decent matchup, right?
Yeah.
Heavy amount of physical burst. But how is that matchup against Dazzle outside of the laning phase? Because we saw that.
I even think the Alchemist matchup's actually kind of... It's special because TA in theory is one of the better heroes against Alk because you have so much single target damage. But I actually think Alchemist offsets a ton of the problems when he gets Manta.
Sure.
You're going to be able to remove Meld. You're going to be able to break through Refraction really fast. You naturally break Refraction with Radiance. So, I don't know. I think that matchup is actually double-edged, and it really comes down to who gets the jump. The Dazzle one, aside from the fact that he kind of offsets TA's jump on Alk by having Shallow Grave, the Poison Touch is, of course, a pretty big problem for a bit. Good catch here. That's a big kill.
If they can get him, he got off a shield crash, tries the Rolling Thunder, slammed by Nisha.
Could be more track kills coming their way.
Yeah, this is the danger of it. Bleeding away these kills. It's track and death toll. It generates so much income for Liquid. When you bleed out like this, is good. Vendetta is going to get him away. That free pathing makes life a bit easier for 9 class. And he has the vision because he just passively has vision of Invis heroes around him.
That hero matchup is so different now.
Yeah.
That's so fascinating. This was usually a counterpick against Nyx, the bounty hunter. Because if you ever get track on him when he's moving across the map, he just loses his entire Vendetta. to being tracked. But now, Nyx can kill Bounty by running next to him randomly.
Dire's middle tower is under
That's
attack.
funny interaction. This is something Dazzle does very well nowadays. It's just wave clear from long range.
Yeah.
Not too easy for Nisha to find a pick there, but well, Bounty's back like nothing happened, and he will walk straight into an op sentry combination immediately.
Okay, well.
And he will realize it.
I think always the best for positions like
Radiant
use
are
creep
scanning.
waves to like scout for wards in that situation, right?
Yeah, for sure.
PARIVISION.
They just got Manta on Alec, but he's not part of the play. They're
Dire
going to
Yeah.
score right now.
Liquid are a little bit split here.
He has an outpost, so this is technically a 5-man move if necessary, but they're just going to find Nisha. His first death of the game.
Perfect pickup for PARIVISION.
Inevitable.
It is right as Roshan is going to go to the other side here, so
Yep, that's
that
not
part
bad.
that part is a little awkward because Liquid is definitely set up.
Yeah, but there are only 4 heroes, so if you TP bot, or even if you gate with the right order of heroes, perhaps you could access it now because you killed the Tiny. We've talked a lot about how the Radiant lineup is extremely dependent on Nisha, and he's done a very good job this game of setting up all their kills, but with the Tiny out of the picture, what are you really scared of? If you go through, even if...
Oh, painted out an amp damage and
Well, you're scared
gets
of
a
that.
quick kill on no one. That was a smart move.
Yep. All right, that is great. For Mickey, that's a big one. Track kill. In addition to 450
Dire's
kill bounty
bottom
for the kill
tower is
itself.
under attack.
A lot of scouting going on here. Boxy wants to
Radiant's
steal the
top
Wisdom
tower
Rune.
is
He's gonna
under
run into
attack.
DM. Nyx is not here to find him, though. Nyx is far off, and no, they realize.
They dust him and
Yeah, he's out of there.
instantly TP's back, but they are doing Roshan.
Yeah.
So
If Liquid get this one, this was supposed to be a pretty good grab for PARIVISION a moment ago. I feel like if they weren't caught in the river, this would have been contestable, but now they've lost too much position on the map, and it's Liquid's. That's a very big pickup for them. Gonna put it on Mickey. This hero loves Aegis.
and we'll see what they do with that extra life. I assume they could threaten that tier 2 bottom and maybe make a Tormentor play.
I'd like that. If Bounty is set up to give them any sort of vision, they can do a lot of things that you can't necessarily
Dire's
usually do
bottom
with
tower
confidence
is
they can
under
do now.
attack.
Yeah.
Looking over the levels here, 9 class is level 12 with level 2 Dagon. He's actually super strong.
Yeah, he's got so much. 9 class just continues to impress. This game's pretty even, but I feel like
Yeah, he's 6-2 and 2. I felt like I saw him die 4 times back to back, but it was only 2, and those are his only 2 deaths of the game. Those ones in quick succession on the same sentry ward mid. In a flawless game aside from... Oh, is he going to walk
is he
into...
gonna find Boxy?
If he walks the right... Boxy sees this ward.
Oh, they spot him first off the sentry
Nice
ward.
catch.
Get him, and that's another track kill. Tier 2 tower's gonna fall as well.
Okay, Liquid picking up some steam now. And when is this Alchemist gonna pay off? We haven't seen much out of Crystallis this game. He's not going
Oh, and a
dagger.
pick off on no one too. He's gonna get out the Rolling Thunder. Oh, wait, hit by the stun. Another attempt at it. And it clears this time around. He'll chain stun up the Bounty Hunter.
He's gonna kill him. But
No way
Nisha
out of this one. Oh, wait.
Oh, that was not good movement.
Dire's bottom tower is
Oh,
under
that was
attack.
real bad movement. No one.
Okay.
Right? Bit of a mistake there.
A little bit.
Dire's
And yeah, Liquid
Oh,
take
now they're
another
gonna steal
tier
the
2.
Tormentor.
And they're
Oh
gonna
my
take the Tormentor.
Goodness.
I always feel so good about a Tormentor steal
Oh,
because
Radiant's top
so
tower
close to
is under
Vendetta hitting
attack.
that.
Radiant's
their
bottom
support
tower
shards
has
are not
fallen.
great, but they've given one of them away, and now they have a chance to, have the 50-50, go to, I guess it would be Tiny, which,
The
maybe
bounty
not the
one
best.
isn't that bad.
You like Friendly Shadow?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
I
He
like
already
it.
has the max level Shadow Walk, right?
Yes, he does.
So when he casts this on an ally, it's a 35-second invisibility. He can have it on two allies at once for full duration. It can help you with some moves.
I think it is really good when you have the
Radiant
level
are
15
scanning.
talent, where you get the minus 30% damage taken.
Right.
Because it does apply to the friendly shadow. Then I think it's really cool.
That's actually crazy that it works on allies. I did not know that. Just from reading the text, I didn't think it did.
Oh, Nisha.
Yeah. Trying to gank his teammate, but Boxy sees him the whole way.
Just that good.
He's just close to the Conda, right? Yep,
Yeah,
just needs
yeah.
the recipe. That's a major upgrade for Tiny. Oh, he's 30 gold away. Needs 1 CS.
He's got a shield rune on Tiny. Like
Now there's BKB
I feel
on
like you
Crystallis.
go in no matter what. Surely a shield rune is good enough for you. He's tossed back to call it. Saved by the Shallow Grave,
Oh,
though.
this is
And
awkward
they
now.
stun together. Decrepify's going to bail out Nisha, and Mickey's not taking much damage. Rolling Thunder does decimate the back line, so they're going to kill the Nyx assassin at the same time. 1-for-1 trade-off so far. They do continue to throw damage at Nisha, but he's just too damn tanky. Crystallis' BKB is wearing thin, but he does have this stun onto the TA, and they'll take away that Aegis. Nisha's going to go back in, though, and Crystallis. And BKB is no longer there, and he's been tossed back into the Templar Assassin. The damage is raining in. The Chemical Rage just run out, and they cannot get away. Not with the track on him. They see him the whole way. T'Challa's same thing as he goes up to the high ground. A Meld Strike, it misses, thankfully. 3 dead on the side of PARIVISION. That was just Liquid brute forcing it. You had a shield rune on Tiny and an Aegis on TA.
Yeah.
No matter how good PARIVISION plays the fight, it's not going to go well.
When I saw those heroes clumped up, oh, hang on, they're maybe overextending a little bit themselves now.
Yeah, second part of the fight, good stuns from Saberlight. And Insania once again decrepifies and saves somebody else, but will have to die for it. And Duclas is saved again by a Shallow Grave. Heals going out, toss back on the Pango though. He's healed up to full. That's not an easy kill. And Liquid is overstaying their welcome. They're slowed down. Unfortunately, can't keep chasing on PARIVISION, not without their Alchemist.
Was that a 6 Lotus? That must have been a greater healing Lotus, right? What else would have healed him 1,000 instantly there?
Yeah, that was a lot.
That was a big Lotus, I think. I gotta commend Liquid, though. I was not expecting this game to go this way after the first 10 minutes. I thought this was going to be a really uphill battle because of how little playmaking they have, but the little playmaking that they do have has been put to work. Bounty Hunter Tiny combination has found so many good entries into fights, and the major payoff of it is that they get this fast, nice mech plus AC on the Visage. Talked about how much physical damage is on this dire lineup. They are going to itemize against it. Could even potentially see them buy a Vlad's here on the Radiant. Wouldn't mind it. They could buy it on Boxy right now if he wanted it, but he's looking at a current Ghost Scepter. Also, you know, a good solution against physical damage, goes without saying.
It got stuck.
Okay. Well, oh!
He went to heaven.
There's that proof of flat Earth right there.
Yeah, where's the ice wall?
Flew up far enough, and then it's just... That makes no sense, Cap. Stop saying random stuff.
What? That's part of the flat Earth theory.
What? That if you go up high enough, then what?
No, that there's a giant ice wall surrounding the Earth.
What did that have to do with him flying up high?
Well, it had to do with flat Earth theory.
I still don't get it. Saberlight will be cancelled, but nothing more.
Dire are scanning.
Good damn.
I feel like you're
Radiant
self-reporting
are
with how much you know about this.
What?
Dire
What do
are
you mean?
scanning.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dagon level 3.
I'm just saying, I've been on a lot of planes. I haven't seen the curvature.
Oh no.
I know the chat's just filling up with K Kona. T'Challa's trying to do some dewarding right now. Oh, Saberlight's at that. He's got the double.
Good carapace reaction, but he's still going to be blasted.
Yeah, he gets overwhelmed, but at the same time, okay, never mind. Nisha, it's Decrepify and heal on the high ground, so they turn to Saberlight instead, but he's got Stone Form, so he's not an easy kill either. Crystallis is going to be another Chemical Rage BKB, and a fight you just do not win, and you may not even escape. Hit by an avalanche, Mickey's trying to chase after him, slowed down a little bit by the TA trap. They're catching up to him. Trying to go off of the deny, hit the side blades. Instead, it's Nisha with the toss back on DM. DM, he'll be fine. He's got the Ghost Scepter. Looks like nobody else is going to die. PARIVISION do get back to their fountain successfully, or their base rather, but it's just another lost fight. There is seemingly no sign of this changing.
They're just struggling so much with damage, which is ironic considering we talked about how much damage in theory this lineup has in the way of physical, but again, that makes your lineup kind of one-dimensional. So all of this armor that they're offering in the Radiant side, now Visage also with the Shard is just going to protect himself immediately with the Stone Form. And on the flip side, Tiny just one-shots this Nyx, more or less. He needed a little bit of help, but they weren't able to shallow grave him in time. So
Saberlight sent a familiar over to deny the enemy Wisdom Rune.
oh, that's nice.
They couldn't get themselves.
Nice little detail.
But yes, very one-dimensional. Visage has Guardian Greaves AC.
Yep.
Tiny has Grow, which is 24 bonus armor now that he's level 18.
Pugna has the Solar Crest. Bounty Hunter can protect himself with Ghost Scepter.
Yeah.
There's actually no easy kill anymore for this Dire lineup. And as much as we loved it, I feel like it's kind of run its course. The time of the game that it was meant to be strong, Liquid just flat out outplayed them. I would have expected the Dire lineup to be really, really good when Alk got Radiance Manta, but that first fight, they didn't win.
As much as we loved the Dazzle?
No, just the Dire lineup in its entirety, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Or at least I thought there was a lot of promise going into the mid-game. But Liquid did such a good job at doing good fight selection and getting... For the majority of this game, Liquid have got the initiation. Ironically, because they have one hero that can initiate, and that hero needed an item. But after he got that item, they keep finding the vision with Bounty. Nisha just does his job. Now they get the second Roche. 11,000 gold behind with an Alkaline at minute 30. Give me your win prediction, Cap. What do you think? What do you think Uncle Gaben gives Dire?
7%.
Was it that bad?
I think it's pretty bad.
I
think their lineup is nowhere close to scaling.
I'm gonna say
well
20.
enough.
26. Okay.
I just don't see. I don't see how they recover from this.
It's tough, but you can see the potential of finding a good team fight still with Pango and Nyx. It's just if we are expecting the game's team fights to continue in the same fashion that they have, then PARIVISION will not. But if they somehow are the ones to get the initiation, if the Nyx finds Pugna and you instantly kill Pugna, the fight could break wide open for the Pango. It's just Decrepify is ruining them. And the Solar Crest as well is... It's just Pugna just chooses a hero and says, you can't die this game.
Okay, I give them
And it genuinely does not matter who else they go on, that hero will not die. So he's the one target you gotta find. I'm still surprised by the 26-27% though, because I think that's very generous for the Dire. I think this is not looking great.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for me, I just don't see PARIVISION, like, okay, maybe they all of a sudden start winning fights, but I don't like their scale either.
Look at this Bounty Hunter build.
Oh, yeah.
A Ghost Scepter Eon Disc.
Never gonna die.
This is Liquid saying we can't die. It's
Yeah.
literally just itemizing to stay alive.
Don't forget Vindicator's axe.
Yeah,
So if he gets stunned,
and the
20
15
armor.
talent coming up.
Do you think the 20 armor happens? The stun always applies first before damage, right?
I think the 20 armor, if you're asking if you get it on the first attack,
An unstable concoction, right?
I think the concoction stuns first and does damage after.
Right. So he should get the 20 armor
I would
before
think so.
the damage.
Yeah, I think so.
Which just means
Yeah,
wow.
concoction will do very good damage.
That's a crazy item against Alchemist.
Yeah, if it does work that way, that's really good. Okay. It's an interesting voice line to use while you're getting owned.
He's just trying to egg them on.
Yeah.
You guys suck.
Oh, he's saying talentless. How have you not ended yet when we're this bad today?
True.
Well, here
Coming
it
in from
comes.
behind. Did he successfully taunt Liquid into a bad formation? They win for the Pugna, but he got off the Decrepify. They're still going to chase after him and probably get this kill, but is that the initiation you wanted for it? A one-for-one trade-off, and now Crystallis is under the assault of Mickey. Big melt hit. That shallow grave. Good save from DM. Had that one in the back pocket. Dugalis, oh my god! He just disappeared. Oh, the mismeld shot there from Mickey will keep Crystallis alive for now. And a buyback from Ducalis trying to hold this lane of barracks. But
They need to get
Chemical
in
Rage
there
is
soon.
gone now.
Yeah. If they don't hit right now, yeah, it's lost.
There's no Rolling Thunder, no Chemical Rage. There's no way you're fighting for this. At least the first one. Maybe the second one?
Still have Aegis. Mickey is so strong.
Shield crash on 3. And no one, that shield disappears pretty quickly, thankfully. Whoa, 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 yeah, run back.
Yeah, make sure you get hit in time.
Shallow Gray, nice, toss back onto Chrysalis, instantly pops Manta, and now Chemical Rage is back up again. He backs away, Avalanche on 3. Mickey trying to line up the shots out of the TA traps. Once again, 3-man stun, unstable concoction, followed up with a swashbuckle, decent damage. But they don't have the immediate stuns. They can control up Mickey, though. They can get him, take away his Aegis. Now, oh, the Nyx Assassin, he went for Saberlight, but he got off the stone form, and it's the Nyx Assassin who dies instead. No one's rolling around trying to stun up heroes, but they've lost much of their damage. PARIVISION can't chase. Now he's silenced up. Another good save from DM. He keeps on getting the Graves off, but there's no damage. He is keeping heroes alive, but they're not killing anything. Liquid just keep marching on, keep throwing spells and attacks, and he got him on the side blade hit. Finally, the TA trap works for him to get the kill. Mickey's TA does manage to secure it, and Liquid will now try and close out the game, just going for Throne.
Yeah, this one should be in the bag now. They're gonna buy back 2 cores. So whether you stay or not, you did ridiculous economic damage here. And now Mickey with another item. He's gonna get a BKB too. They'll lose their Wisdom Rune. They'll probably lose their Tormentor as well.
Dota says it's still a 95-5 game.
Yeah.
I must see something in his lineup, but I don't.
I genuinely... I mean, I can see in the team fights what it is PARIVISION are trying to do, but I feel like the Nyx is not doing what I would like that one to do. I think Nyx has to go on Pugna every single fight. I think it's the only play you have. And we've seen no one do it, and we've seen Crystallis do it together, but Insania gets the crep off, and the fight is lost. It's genuinely that basic. If anyone spends resources on him and they don't 100-0 him, he keeps himself alive for 6 seconds, their entire Rolling Thunder expires, and then you have no team fight left.
Yeah.
So it's I cannot imagine any other approach to a fight that can win Dire the game now anymore than kill Pugna #1.
I always feel that when your lineup is very one-dimensional in its damage type, late game is just a nightmare.
Yeah.
And you've got now a good example of that. He's just going Shivas. Guardian Greaves, Vlad's AC Shivas. This is the most armored up Visage you're ever going to see. There goes to Callis. Nice drops there, the familiar double stun. They're going to go back in. They are in a corridor. Maybe this is good as they... Oh, yeah. There you see the power of the Ag's Dazzle. Big damage came out, blew up the Templar Assassin. Now they're going to get the Visage as well. Avalanche onto 3, though. Turn around, throw some damage back into play. Decrepify goes out. Saberlight's getting healed. Saberlight, don't let him do this to you. This is surely your fight, PARIVISION. You gotta run him over. Crystallis trying to chase after these heroes. Nisha, big and bad, tosses up and takes down the Pango. Now much of their damage is going away. Saberlight is healed back up, almost a full. DM's low. Nisha's gonna chase after him. Here comes the Shuriken and finishes him off. DM didn't get the heals or the Shallow Grave. Neither one was up, and GG is gonna be called. It is over. Team Liquid will take game 1.
Guess they were hoping I would go for a bit of a rave dance there, since we already did the head banging for the medal, but unfortunately I do not get baited that easily, production. Only once. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, you can't fool me 2 times.
Can't get fooled again.
Oh, that's how the quote is.
Fool me, can't get fooled again.
Oh, damn it. You're a better Trumper than I am.
Yeah, that was Bush, but...
Oh, wait, didn't Trump also have that? I think they've both had a quote with that. Fool me once, fool me twice, and they both messed it up. Am I mixing that up?
That's
maybe
possible.
I think you're right, though. It was probably Bush first. You know what? I got into casting Dota because I want to talk about American politics. Did you know?
Good. Well, we've got an election soon.
Hell yeah. I definitely not plastered literally everywhere across Reddit. So in case you forgot, just open Reddit literally anywhere, and you will be reminded.
Oh God, let's not talk about that here.
Let's talk about Dota.
I saw no one make a very big frowny face and scratch his head when he saw that Timbersaw pickup. He was not looking forward to his lane, I believe.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the rougher ones for Earth Spirit. The matchup has definitely changed a lot since Earth Spirit's Boulder Smash got the bonus damage to crew.
Oh, there's your first blood. Picked up for Boxy.
Yeah, with the bonus damage to creeps on Boulder Smash, you can do better in this lane. It used to be really, really bad for Earth Spirit before that change. Now it's a lot easier to find some sort of farm. And, I mean, does Earth Spirit really get dumpstered by anyone except Huskar? Maybe Viper too, but I think against most other heroes you can like at least kind of float the lane. I guess Dazzle's bad too. It's like the trio of ranged mid lane dominators.
Sure.
I think against anything else you do fine. You're at least gonna float like a 40-60 maybe, and that's generally speaking good enough for this hero because then you can just make moves to compensate for the lack of farm that you have. So I think he's going to be okay in that lane. Interesting choice from PARIVISION to put Crystallis in the off lane. I think that's the biggest talking point of this game is they flat out lane swapped to get that Razor versus Dragon Knight matchup and to avoid the Sand King that the panel was talking about that PARIVISION liked to pick this against Sand King as a response. But they've actually swapped the lanes around so that DM plays in the safe lane. How can you are you making much sense of this?
Oh, body blocking, nice stun too, but it looks like the static link was broken there. But good attempt by Nightclass, really nice play.
Do you think their mindset is that this way you deny Dragon Knight more than your Alc loses by being against Sand King? Is it just that the Alchemist lane is good regardless? If he's against DK or against Sand King, he will farm.
Yeah.
And this way, you shut down Mickey more because you get the Razor in a disruptive lane against the Dragon Knight instead of a disruptive lane against the Sand King. Am I missing something obvious here about Muerta interacting well against Razor?
I mean, it's just dead shot, right?
I mean, she can break your link, I suppose. But maybe... I'm a little surprised that PARIVISION, that they feel like that matters enough to lane swap, but...
It also probably means that Purge is going to be disappointed by this game because... I assume this means DM is just going to be going some normal kind of carry-ish Alchemist items.
Just because he's in the safe lane?
I mean, if they are working to prioritize him so much, then yes.
But that was my argument. I don't think they're doing this to prioritize DM. I think they're doing it to try to shut down Dragon Knight, but so far mission failed. Because to me, it doesn't really make sense to give Alchemist the better game than the Razor with the heroes you're up against. I think this is a pretty good Razor game considering you first picked it.
Well, okay, let's put it this way. Outside of where he is at on the map is better for the Alchemist.
Sure.
Right?
Yep.
Where, like, him being able to go back and farm up those creeps behind the tower, that's much better for Alchemist compared to the offlane where there's really nowhere to go if you want to hit some new
Right. But you can make the argument that if he wanted to go a utility route, then he gets there faster. So if he wanted to give Ags to the Razor or to Earth Spirit or whatever, then by playing him in the safe lane, he will get there fast.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think DM will not play carry, but I also don't think he will buy Ags first. I think he's going to go some sort of utility path. We'll see though.
Disruption into Dragon Tail's stun and building up the Shadow Poison stacks. They knew Nightclass was away and they immediately pounced.
Nice dodge.
Missed the Shadow Poison, but still got the kill.
That must have been pretty close, actually. That was 3 stacks. It was still enough to pop him.
Yeah. I think a big part of it, something that I underrated quite a bit, is probably that Menace passive for the Shadow Demon, the 2% per hit.
Yeah.
I think he had like 12 on him.
Makes sense. So far, so good for Liquid. 2 kills. They're obviously... The mid lane is a complete tie. So I guess that's good news for no one. I don't know if this is the expected outcome at that it's this close. But I did think it was going to be at least somewhat even.
Yeah, I guess this will be the final little hurdle where Whirling Death is level 3. And he just keeps spamming against you, but should be fine.
You probably jump ship from mid lane a lot.
Oh, the TP coming in, but he's walking into the calling. Oh no, we TP'd into an immediate silence. silence, and they can't get the immediate stun out. Nineclass gets it off now, and it'll probably save DM's life, but does not get a kill like they were hoping for.
2v3 and you lose.
And
now
Crystallis immediately. How do they always seem to know? Nisha's going to die in the mid lane. It looks like Magnetize is re-upped on him. Nisha knows he's dead. He tried to get some damage onto no one. Boxy claims that instead. Crystallis does die in the top lane as well.
A good thing for PARIVISION that he at least found that mid kill on the Earth Spirit in an unexpected matchup to find a kill there against the Timber. I thought when Timber cracked 6 that this would be tough, but he found a moment of opportunity to kill him before the lane gets too hard. Good for them that that happened because everything else is on fire. The two side lanes are not looking great. Razor with a second death in that offlane position. And the 3v2 bottom failing. This can't be good for morale. And now Ducalis is going to get run down. They'll trade for Insania. Crystallis will get a return kill.
Oh, Boxy! He does manage to dodge the roll in. Now he's going to play underneath the calling. No one.
This is awkward for no one. He has a low level on the boulder.
Yeah, he's not going to be granted any mobility for a little bit. Hit by dead shot. Here comes the roll, but it's too late. Nisha already catches him with the chakram.
He really thought he had that Boxy kill. Instead, he ends up dying. It's all falling apart really quickly.
Like winning a 1v2 right now because he's against double melee heroes and he's level 6.
Yeah, that 3v2 move bottom failing is probably the biggest problem that PARIVISION have had all game. Oh no.
Oh, DM's gonna walk right back into an epicenter. Oh, Saberlight second guessed himself. I think he still has him. If he...
Yeah, he's getting backup from Insania. He can just stun now, and they have disruption for a TP cancel.
Yeah. Hit him with the stinger, and Roshan's not there.
Yeah, exactly. It was like a cute attempt in 3 minutes. Where else would he have gone? He might as well drop the acid spray anyway. It doesn't matter. Just looked funny. Big lead for Liquid. We came in with expectations today that this was probably the most likely outcome, and this was either a 2-0 or a 2-1 for PARIVISION based on recent trends. Liquid might have just leveled up at the right moment. A win here would be really big for them. You obviously want to find that top 4 position to get into the playoffs, and if you're off to a rough day 1 and 2, the path to recovery, you kind of can't afford to drop in many more series.
No.
I'm assuming the cutoff point for top 4 will probably be something like 4-3, most likely. 3-4 could be a four-way, a tie for 4th, but...
Stun coming in.
Nice save for now.
Disruption for a little bit, a momentary respite. Insania's still going to die, but the trade-off is well worth it for Liquid. Once again, they get the better of the little scrimmages we're having. Nineclass does find an Invis rune, an early vendetta for him.
They're just ready. PARIVISION try to make a move as 3, but Liquid are there with 3 in turn and get the better trade, as you said. And that's Magnetize out the window again.
Yeah.
So, moment of opportunity here perhaps for Liquid to put some additional pressure, knowing that the strongest opponent spell is unavailable for a bit.
Refill on the bottle. 2 supports here. What are they planning on doing? Whatever they're planning on, PARIVISION have full vision of it.
They're down 3k with an Alk. And this was played in, as you said, was played in the safe lane. So, he's going Radiance. Well, I'll be damned. Now I really don't know if I like it.
Okay, so Theory Crafting, it used to be Solar Crest, right? Because you would offensively apply Solar Crest to lower their armor and the Stable Concoction. That was like the cool utility way to play Alchemist. What do you think the build would be now? That's not rushing Aghanim Scepter.
I think theoretically you can play offlane Alk with auras.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Right.
I feel like something like Greaves Pipe is actually within the realm of possibility if you're playing him in that way, and you just use the hero as an aura bot that's very tanky, that has this long distance stun as a minus armor spell. But going for the Radiance now really draws into question for me what PARIVISION's idea was with this game. Like, did they really think the Alk was so good that putting it on a position 3 player in the safe lane and going carry items would be worth... Maybe they just thought they could get away with the greed. Like, they thought the lanes were going to go well enough. They thought the Razor was going to win the top lane, which I think is not unreasonable to expect against Dragon Knight.
Nineclass.
Probably just got outplayed.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, this actually, in theory, shouldn't have been this bad. But now that it is, they don't have many heroes to rely on.
Saberlight. He might get blown up here.
He gets the stun off.
Okay, he's going to turn back around, maybe.
He doesn't need
coming in.
Yep. that early Voodoo Mask. A nice bit of healing in that Sandstorm.
Under attack.
And he had a healing salve.
Yeah. So in a moment, it's going to be like nothing happened. That was another move on PARIVISION's part. That was the Vendetta reveal and decent amount of resources. And now Liquid instead are going to go for their counter move. And this one likely to be successful.
This is pretty interesting, though. Blade Mail just got picked up for no one. I wonder if the fight is going to be possible for him to TP in and play, or if they just give up the Crystal Maiden and call it quits on this tower. Seems like the latter is the option here.
Yeah.
Let them have the tower.
Dire's
DM will
middle tower is
try and
under
farm his
attack.
way back.
Who's no one going to play with aside from
Dire
Nyx?
are
I
scanning.
think this is the problem that you run into when you run offlane Razor carry Alk, is if anything goes wrong, the next 10 minutes just feel... if there's even number... Oh, Mickey
Blink
with the
Dagger
PK
for
play.
Mickey, quickly revealed, but doesn't find its mark on the Nyx assassin kill, but maybe it gets no one instead. No one activates his Blade Mail and gets a good Magnetize out, playing it slow, trying to re-up it while staying out of the hands of the Dragon Knight. With Crystallis coming in, they're going to close on both of the supports, and it's Liquid just trying to escape with cores now.
Okay, good response. That Vendetta facet is so insane. Sets that whole escape up. And they outnumber them too. Sand King not being a part of that play makes it really difficult for Liquid. And
he's going to cancel his
timing.
TP.
He might even kill him with backup here.
Yeah, Blood Grenade slows him down. Dakalis, can he get close enough? He does hit the Nova. Now he hits
Gets
the
the
Frostbite. Oh, he got him
with a right click.
Crystal Maiden right clicks.
The saddest way to die. Well, except this one. Okay, this is number one. What? No, don't tell me.
Bro.
No.
Bro, come on.
Oh my god, there is no way that just happened.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, I promise you,
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Saberlight will not make that mistake ever again. I feel like that's one of those things you learn once.
This reminds me of how you vacuum your room. You know, you do like the 95% and then you just can't be bothered to go in that corner where you need to move the mirror, you know?
I see, yes.
It's like,
Dire's middle
I've done
tower
enough.
is
I
under
cleared
attack.
this area. It's clean now.
Is Nisha gonna die here?
Oh, yeah. Oh!
Oh no!
The
He missed
timing!
it. And Nisha actually coming back in. Wait, Nisha,
Oh,
you had a way out of this one. Oh, he still gets out of the freezing field in time. A sliver of HP. Oh man, Nisha tipping 9 class immediately. I don't see Nisha be the first one to tip too often.
I think 9 class tipped him last game for something. That's
Yeah.
why. But, man, that was honestly really fortunate timing for Nisha. He had no idea they were coming, and he just randomly timber chained as he got Vendetta'd. And then the stun missed. He would have 100% been dead. Gets the disengage.
Radiant's
And the
bottom
freezing
tower
field, I
is
think,
under attack.
based on starting location, was probably not going to kill him in time there. So I don't even think they got that unlucky or anything. Just... Wow. There's been a couple of moments this game where PARIVISION have either messed up or been a little bit unlucky, to be honest. And it's starting to compound. You're going to see the freezing field here starting to... I don't think he could have got another explosion than that. Mickey even stunned the Nyx. If he would have stunned the Maiden, this wouldn't have been any close.
Sure.
Both kills. Get Nisha out of there. And they're in a good position now in this game still.
Did, I can't remember, did Skeeter go this as well? Blink Dagger, but then Mage Slayer second item? This is a twist, right?
I think Skeeter did that.
Okay.
There's at least been another Dragon Knight that did this. I don't know if it was Skeeter, but this build has been run a couple of games. And, yeah. It's a very dead Nyx. Pop him.
All right, the Radiance is now done for the Alchemist. 15-minute Radiance is not the best timing.
Yeah, it's like 3 minutes late for the safe lane, roughly. So that's... It might not sound that bad to be 3 minutes off it, but this hero is so snowball-y that every minute really counts.
You know, I'll always remember 15-minute Radiance because Kyle got one when we were playing on Arkosh or something.
Okay.
And I remember he asked, guys, is a 15-minute Radiance on Alk good? And everyone's just like, no, not at all. What?
Oh, did he say it in like a proud way? Like he was like, hell yeah, I nailed it.
I think he legitimately had no idea what the timing on Radiance was.
Dire's top
Legitimately having no idea sounds like a very Kyle thing to do.
Yeah, that's kind
9 class with the Vendetta. Oh!
Oh, hit a
Nice
dead
hit.
shot. Turns around, stuns up Nisha before he could jump away, kills himself as a result, and they aren't able to punish Nisha immediately. They seem to be kind of stuck. Unstable Concoction, Self-Explosion, Chrysalis in the middle of this, though. And it's kind of looking good. He's got the Drain on the Dragon Knight. They disrupt the Dragon Knight.
Oh, this epi could be big!
Oh, Saberlight's going to come in and see if he can blow up the Razor. Pops the Bloodstone, goes for Ducalis. Really doesn't like that Crystal Maiden.
Okay.
Okay, got him. Boxy shot him down. Dead shot from behind, and then the Calling catches the Earth Spirit alongside the Burrow Strike. Boxy gets a double. They're chasing after more, but DM's pretty healthy, so...
That's one of those situations where if Saberlight had a dagger, he just wipes the whole team.
Yeah.
That was such an insane setup. He's going to have it next time, though, but he could only connect on the Razor. When I saw him winding up that ult, in my head, he had a dagger based on where he cast it from, and I was like, oh boy, this is not going to end well for PARIVISION, but he could only connect on the one hero. And it kind of, when all's said and done, that's kind of a draw. And I guess that's okay for PARIVISION.
I feel like that's got to be good for PARIVISION.
Yeah. It's not necessarily that they're in such a bad position that they should be happy with a draw, but more so the way the fight started was not looking too great. 9 class kind of just got obliterated by the Timber, and they still managed to somewhat salvage that, I want to say.
Yeah.
So 9 class has to be wary of his positioning. He got a nice little bit of a setup there on the Timber, but after that he kind of stuck to him instead of trying to reposition, and Nisha just got all his spells off and just blasted him. Felt like a little bit of an individual mistake there from 9 class. Not seeing too many of these, but...
For me, it's just about what happens after the team fight. The carry died on Team Liquid, and both your carries on PARIVISION survived.
Yep.
So then they're able to go out and farm afterwards. No one will not survive this. And an Aghanim Scepter done for the Timbersaw. So heroes are very rapidly becoming unkillable. Ags, Timbersaw, Bloodstone Sand King, and Dragonite.
Yeah.
Oh, two-man Burrow Strike from Saberlight. Sets up the epicenter, pops the Bloodstone. Chrysalis pops his BKB and tries to kill the Sand King, but the Bloodstone keeps him healthy enough. Now they've lost sight of him, and he is away, and Chrysalis finds his BKB has run out, and so is his HP.
Okay. That's bad. They're in a lot of trouble now. And it's all... You see, this Axe on Timber is just so powerful right now. They have no Dispel. So Nisha is going to take half his health and damage from the Nyx, and I bet 9 class is calling kill Timber, and then they see he has Axe, and they just call off that option. Like, they can't kill him. So they have to go for secondary plays, and it's just... It's really awkward if 9 class is going to enter every fight casting all his spells on the Timber, and the damage does nothing. He's just wasting his hero, right? I think they have to be more realistic and look for other potential targets. But as you pointed out, the Liquid heroes are starting to be stupid tanky. There isn't really a good core to jump on anymore for the Dire. And even if they do, there's a save you have to play around. It's a little bit like a catch-22, like, I don't know. Maybe you have to farm a little bit.
Yeah, which is not what Chrysalis wants to hear. He's like, bro, I just completed my BKB. And so does no one, and DM is going to BKB as well. So they're about to hit a triple BKB window. They could wait for that.
Saberlight.
No one's going to have to use BKB right away. Magnetize on 2. Resets it. He still took a lot of damage. He starts backing away. 9 class is going to quickly die. DM. Oh, he got hit by the explosion from Nisha's Ags. Took half his HP away. No one rolls away. Sand King is stuck. Crystallize is going to be able to kill that. Now turns to Boxy. Will be able to get that kill as well. DM stuns up Nisha. They've got another one in the bag. 3 kills.
Okay.
Chrysalis's Razor comes in and cleans house.
That did not look like that was going to be the outcome.
No, it did not.
I thought they were in big trouble, but apparently just enough damage tanked by no one without dying, and a lot of space generated there.
He's going to kick him forward. Chrysalis hits him with the blast of
play.
field. Good combo.
Wow, that was really cool. That was a great kill. All right, sometimes you just gotta eat your words. To me, that was a Liquid 1 team fight.
Yeah.
And I was very, very wrong about that one. PARIVISION make something out of very... A key BKB timing. I guess the Earth Spirit BKB was the real big difference maker there. No one got to play a full fight.
For sure.
And despite having BKB, he was down to like 300, 400 health, which is the dream scenario, because that means he's tanked so much damage and used his Blade Mail, done extra damage in the fight, taken a lot of attention, and that attention went over to Crystallis as an advantage.
All right, the free pathing is cool, but the burst of movement speed he gets is so absurd.
Yeah.
21-minute Wisdom Rune and Tormentor time. Looks like both teams are gonna mirror each other and take this. Nyx Assassin gets a shard. That's that is an interesting one actually, because they've got Dragon Knight that they can break.
Yeah. They can also break Timbersaw Reactive Armor. He can use the active component, but he doesn't get stacks.
Oh, does he not get stacks when he activates it?
I'm pretty sure when you're broken on Timber, the passive component of Reactive Armor is inactive, but you can activate the part that gives you the barrier, I think.
Okay.
Right?
I thought that sounds like it makes sense.
Because the ability is breakable.
Yeah. I just assumed that it was just like, oh, he's going to get his stacks anyway just by activating the ability, which would really suck, but...
Oh, yeah, that's true. When you activate it, you get max stacks. That's actually a good question. Or wait, what am I saying to... Hang on. Am I remembering wrong things right now?
Yeah, no. He gets max stacks when he activates it, right?
Yeah, it says it. Anyway.
Epicenter, Bloodstone, trying to keep him alive. Mickey isn't going to stay alive, nor is Saberlight. The triple BKBs. Overwhelming Team Liquid. PARIVISION have hit their timing, and 9 Class is getting his revenge.
Damn, this is just turning on its head. I feel like this series is full of surprises with who is strong when.
Yeah.
Last game, it looked like PARIVISION were in a great spot, and they were going to roll away with it, and then suddenly Liquid start taking really good fights with just the bounty and Tiny setting everything up. This one, Liquid are in a dominant position. They have all the items they want. And then one moment of opportunity for PARIVISION with these BKBs is going to lead to a couple of good wins. And it's starting to look a little bit awkward, in particular now for Mickey's Dragon Knight.
Yeah, you win all these early game items. Blink Dagger, Mage Slayer, Force Staff.
Yeah, he has to get Force against Razor. He wants the Pike anyway, so it makes sense. But yeah, right now, being this far down on Dragon Knight, we haven't really seen that this tournament. Carry DK has always been top 3 network in every game. When you're here, Hero just isn't that great. So a lot of pressure on Nisha and Saberlight to deliver, but unfortunately for them, as long as the BKBs are up and running, this Radiant lineup just isn't dying to anything. They have no damage. Until Mickey gets there. That's quite a while, because he wants to go Pike BKB. So his next damage item is 5,000 gold away before he even starts on it.
Which means Team Liquid, if they want to win a fight against these triple BKBs, they gotta force them out and reset, and that's pretty tough to do against Earth Spirit.
Yep.
And a good amount of stuns and chase.
Yeah, Alk with a dagger or Orchid. DM.
Comes DM.
Yep. Caught one. Well, they caught one.
Gave an opportunity for Liquid to make the jump. They quickly kill the Crystal Maiden, but the Sand King is dying fast. And again, the Bloodstone is just not enough for him. Insania, he's going to be gone on Disruption, trying to buy himself time. The Unstable Concoction goes on to Mickey instead.
Crystallis,
still running him down. Crystallis dies to Nisha. Nisha's going to try and catch up to DM now. No, thinks better of that. Full HP Alchemist, maybe not possible to kill. Oh, got him on the Spike Carapace. Force Staff from Mickey, trying to pull him out of position, but it looks like Nisha's just going to get chain stunned down, and 9 Class with his 3rd and final tip over to Nisha.
Damn, Nisha brought that upon himself. He chakrammed the Nyx, so he gave him that opportunity on his lonesome. Uh-oh. That was another fight that looked like that could have been scary for PARIVISION, but clutch play from DM. He instant orchided the Shadow Demon so they couldn't save the Sand King.
Nice.
And puts it immediately to great use. Now, Saberlight, is your item build gonna backfire? You could definitely have made a case for going BKB here after the Bloodstone Dagger instead of the Shiva's Guard. Maybe was really feeling himself, but I mean, look at the heroes you're against. How good is BKB this game?
Very.
You really need some sort of protection, and he's probably relying on the Shadow Demon save, and that's why this Orchid pickup from DM is so good this game. So as long as he sees the SD, he will Orchid him every time, and now this puts Insania under pressure to have better positioning so he can make sure he gets that off. That is going to be the true difference maker here, is disruption.
Nice aggressive wards. Sitting right in front of the mid-tier 2. Almost gave 9 class an opportunity.
Okay. Did you look at... You didn't look at the expectancy yet, right?
No.
What do you think it was? What's that? At minute 19.
Oh, at minute 19.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Like Liquid Orb, like, what was that? 5k gold?
I would say like 65%?
90-10.
What? I was... Alright. Nice
Well,
and stable
now it's even
concoction.
better.
That was beautiful.
Again, they try to go for a little bit of a disruption save, but it's just counterplayed immediately. PARIVISION are just overwhelming them with numbers. Yeah, I guess if you really think about it, is it that surprising that the game felt that Liquid favored? 5k up against Alc minute 20 is generally very, very good.
Well, I didn't like that formula last game. I said that it was a very one-sided game, and they said, no, not really.
Yeah. Well, what do you know? It's always fun to talk about that expectancy, because, I mean, in reality, where that algorithm gets its data from is not applicable in Pro Dota in general that closely, because obviously the team that is behind or the team that's ahead, depending on the situation, will perform significantly better than expectations based on pub games. So you can use it like a guideline.
Oh, got him on just the tail end of both the Sentry and the Burrow Strike. A quick kill on 9 class creates an opening for Team Liquid.
They won't get more, but it's something.
No one. It looks like they want to take this 4 versus 5.
Yeah, need to be a little bit careful with that.
Yeah.
No need to force unnecessary fights when you... I'm sure PARIVISION understand the game state now. They probably know that the early game wasn't the greatest, but they've won 2 or 3 fights in a row, so if you just look at the kill score, you probably feel like, oh, Liquid is probably doing fine, but the sequence in which these kills happened was quite significant.
I wanted to Roshan. They smoke up. The illusion comes out. None of them reveal themselves. Now they feel like they can't actually do it. They need a pick-off first, and they're going for that pick-off. It's on the Alchemist, but it gets ruined by no one. Here, no one's going to roll in. Shivas reveals 3, got it off his BKB, baits in the jump from Sand King, and he's ruined. Burrow strikes into death. Chrysalis now gets his lock on Delete Nisha, who has Zagadam Scepter protecting him, but Chrysalis has built up so much damage, he can turn that damage and run down any hero he wants, and that's 9 class, stunning up the Dragon Knight, blink away into the corner of the map.
No TP.
No TP. And the Plasma Field revealed him. He 4 staffs, but there's nowhere to go to.
Yeah, Chrysalis, he knows how to vacuum his room. And he will go all the way to the corner, so Mickey knows when the real vacuum master is coming, you gotta try to escape the room entirely by jumping out the window. But unfortunately, the window was closed, and he ended up back in the room. And that's Roche. PARIVISION looking to bring this to a game 3. Still not out of the woods yet. You're up 12k minute 30. It looks good. Your Razor is having a nice game now. It is still inflated because of Alchemist Gold, but I think for Liquid at this point, try to slow things down a bit and get Sand King his BKB. I think that's got to be step number 1. Sand King BKB, Dragon Knight BKB, and then maybe try to get some damage item on DK. It's a tall order. It's a lot to ask when PARIVISION are running the map like this, but constantly running into these fights and expecting a different outcome at this point might just be a little bit naive. It's been really tough for Insania to find good disruptions.
Yeah. I mean, between a Nyx Assassin,
Radiant
an Earth
are
Spirit,
scanning.
and
It's a
then a
really
Blink Orchid Alchemist. Yeah.
It's a stupid hard shadow demon game. That's what you get. You pick this hero. This hero might just be a little bit of a bait sometimes. I'm surprised his win rate in the tournament is as bad as it is. I think it was like 10-15 going into this game. In comparison, a hero like Pugna just seems to be owning every game it gets picked, but obviously it will be banned a lot as a result of that. And if you do want to pick a save and Pugna isn't there, this is probably your second best option unless Omni Knight is maybe still in the cards.
Yeah, I haven't seen that guy in a while.
I think that hero is still good, but obviously suffers from a little bit of a cast range issue.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, PARIVISION, they are up 13k, but they're about to take some more towers, which means even more gold flowing into their coffers.
And no one's about to pick up a really big item here. Not far off. About, what's that, 1,500?
Dire's
You'll
bottom
get
tower has fallen.
the Octarine Core. Where is it that name's from? I feel like that's from a book, right?
Yeah. Ice Frog has always made references to either books
Dire's
or
bottom
anime.
tower
Or
is under
Yeah,
attack.
I'm actually going to look this up. I feel like I've heard this before.
Night Class trying to get some deep vision down, but they know he's here. So he will be spotted,
Has fallen.
killed for this. His team is on the other side, stealing the Liquid Tormentor, though. Which goes to Dakalis.
Octarine, also known as the Color of Magic,
Under attack.
was the 8th color of the Discworld spectrum.
There you go.
That is from The Color of Magic by Terry Pratchett.
Yep, Terry Pratchett's Discworld series.
All right. Ice Frog's such a nerd. Who reads books? I play video games.
Yeah! That's what Chads do! AC is done for the Alchemist.
Damn, I feel like this game's really making me eat some of my words from earlier. This was just not at all. There was like the overall outcome of the game and how PARIVISION structured this after their early laning stage that I thought was going to be tough. They did a great job. There's like 1 or 2 fights that I kind of counted them out in that they just turned around. So just really, really impressed with how this all came together. The questions that I personally had with this running DM safe lane Alk and offlane Razor with the first few laning minutes not looking too hot put me a bit to shame in this one. They're doing a really nice job. Carapace. No one's here.
Love that passive. Dude, this passive's so funny, man. It's just 2 days now. We've just got Nyx Assassins running into Invis heroes.
Yep.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
All right, well, at this point, feels like PARIVISION have to throw on the high ground.
Yeah, it does feel that way. This 50-second Sand King death timer sucks. He's going to have to buy back, and that means his BKB will be so far away. I don't think they can possibly repel this as 4. But I've been wrong 2 or 3 times this game already, so watch Liquid wipe them now. Alright, never mind. Make his farming top. They're probably going to wipe him. Chrysalis has Titanic. And has the Aegis. Alright, no one's in there.
Does get his initiation onto the Shadow Demon. Protected by the Glimmer Cape. Stunned up. Immediate punishment coming in.
I told you I would be wrong. Wait, does that make sense?
Nah,
That's an oxymoron.
yeah. You're just covering your bases, so you're right and wrong no matter what.
It's the thing about oxymorons. It takes one to know one. Chrysalis, is he gonna escape this? He shows on the hunt. Nice stun. Alright. It's probably out. Okay, well, they defend their high ground, and they didn't buy back, right? No.
Nope, and
Okay.
the Aegis expires during that window, so...
No one got a little bit too hungry there for his own good. And it might not look like the biggest of deals, but I actually think that sequence was worth 3 to 4k gold, and you missed your Aegis timing. So,
And
once again, this game... I mean, it's not that one-sided, to be honest. If Dragon Knight gets there and Sand King gets a BKB, I can see a world where Liquid still turn this one around. That moment for PARIVISION was actually kind of important, I think.
Yeah. That Razor is a beast late game, though. And I think he's getting a free axe from the Alchemist.
He is definitely going to be the biggest problem that Liquid need to solve, but the good news that they have here is that Razor only has one target that his static link is really good against. The Sand King and the Timbersaw with items can actually be a bit of a problem for Razor. In these extended fights, stun after stun, lots of magic and pure damage. They're tanky and tough to kill for the Razor as well.
And I guess Demonic Purge is always really good against a hero, right?
Yep, for sure. So the tools are there. I definitely still favor PARIVISION, but it's not by like a massive margin. This game is definitely possible. And also, a lot of the fights that we've seen have been on PARIVISION's terms, where they get the jump with Nyx and they just kind of compound kills immediately and the fight is kind of over before it starts. So if you get an actual 5v5 where maybe Liquid get the initiative, or they're in a better defensive position on the high ground, especially in their base,
it makes the Shadow Demons game a lot easier, right? If they're the ones starting the fight.
That's one of the biggest differences, is if Insania can choose a good position. Because I think out of all the 10 players in the game, I think Shadow Demon has the absolute hardest job. He needs to avoid 3 complete death traps against Nyx, Earth Spirit, and Alchemist, but still needs to be in range to get a clutch save off. His job is simple, but it's really hard. Which is...
Dire's middle tower is under attack for scanning.
Bait out the top tower. It dies to the creep wave.
Boxy, level 19. And with an amplified damage rune. He kind of packs a punch right now if they do find an opening. Saberlight will walk in, break the smoke.
Straight into the vision. They go for the Nyx Assassin. Committing for him. Nightclaw's gets forced out to get away, and the roll-in nails Boxy, blows him up. Saberlight desperately trying to TP out. He's not going to make it. DM does too much damage. Chrysalis does too much damage, and they're running down all these heroes now. Nisha going back in. Wait a minute. Boxy with this buyback play alongside Nisha. They tore up some of the supporting cast, but it's still Chrysalis and DM reigning kings of these team fights. They are still stronger than Liquid.
Wow, that team fight swung like 3 times in a row. But Chrysalis, surprisingly high damage there from DM as well. That combo from Nisha when he went in, he just obliterated 2 heroes together with Boxy, but it wasn't enough because they didn't get the big ones. They got the easy kills, but Chrysalis is huge. Dragon Knight's gonna have to buy... I don't even know if he has to buy back here. I actually think this does nothing. It's just a waste. Mickey gonna try to delay them a little bit with Breathe Fire, but they're just gonna head bottom.
Yeah, this next team fight is like the biggest peak for Razor 2. He's going to have Aghanims from the Alchemist, and he's going to have Refresher. Like, the AoE team fight is going to be insane. They just have to blow him up. When they go on him, Satanic starts going off. Chrysalis is healing up a bit. They do have the explosion coming in from Nisha. That should finish him off. Okay.
That's
1900 gold for that kill.
2 core buybacks and they still lost 1.5 lanes, or whatever much you want to... What do you want to call it when you lose melee racks and not ranged racks? How much of the lane did you lose?
Yeah, that's like 2/3 of the lane.
Yeah, at least, right?
Yeah, at least. Maybe 3/4.
Yeah. So a huge win for PARIVISION, and now it's like there's the most clear-cut way to victory. Kill Dragon Knight or kill Timber and you just flat out end. I don't think Liquid have a chance 4v5 without any of those heroes. Even on perfect defense, I just don't think they have enough damage.
So just to keep the game going, they need a successful Roshan team fight.
Yes.
And they are really hoping that Roshan's going to spawn early and they could do it for free.
Basically the latest possible spawn almost, right?
Yeah,
spawning in a minute. If you look at the clock there, I think this is 5 seconds from maximum, so they're gonna be in disbelief. They're just gonna stand here.
Yep.
Come on.
It's gonna, like, even if it spawns there, they have a very limited window until it goes over to the Radiant side. And in which case, if it goes over to the Radiant side, you just can't. You can't do anything about it if you're Liquid.
Yeah, then you have no map control down there, and the enemy team has the outpost advantage. So
yeah.
This is really unfortunate for Liquid that the timing is this. If it was any shorter, they would have had it already.
I mean, if they get a pick off because PARIVISION is trying to get inside the pit...
They don't have detection close enough to the pit. It's off on the right. So
yeah, the free pathing allowed him to dip inside the pit, see that there was no Roshan, and get out.
Yeah.
Oh, he got himself stuck.
No.
Free pathing ran out. Help! Help!
He has Force Staff, but then he's going to break Vendetta.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a way of cutting him out?
Collis is going to cut him out.
He'll force him, okay.
But now that means Collis is here. And PARIVISION... They lost their support anyway.
There's some seriously bad luck moments in this game. You could say it's not luck, and it's his own fault for getting
Okay.
stuck, but man, that timing, though.
I mean, if Liquid go through the... Oh, they're going to try and start the fight. They're gonna have the epicenter going on to DM. DM's going to get blown up right away. Chrysalis is coming in with the BKB refresher, though. Can he basically 1v5 Liquid? They're trying to retreat. They're trying to get away from him. Force Staff, Saberlight is being sucked in. Chrysalis is trying to chase after him. He is getting onto Mickey now. The Eye of the Storm still going out. BKB is going to be used. They're turning around. The BKB is now down. Dragon Tail stun. No follow-up. Deadshot goes off. Wait a minute. Maybe they can actually come. No, big heal comes out for Chrysalis. One Satanic hit, and that's all it needs. He is good to go now, and he will clean up the fight easily. Liquid is done in game 2.
That is game over. No buybacks. Chrysalis overpowers them. That looked so scary. He popped BKB, refresher, his second BKB. Mega hard, by the way. I'm just going to say it. What in the world is this? I'm too old.
But when you guys did Hall of the Mountain King, you did that switch. That you guys cooked with that one. That was good. That was good. This one, I need to check the recipe on this one. Huh?
That one was not my vibe. You can't hit them all. You know. Sometimes. That's.
There we go.
This song was actually. Which one came first? That song or Ted?
Probably that song, but it's only about
hundreds of years old.
Only about like a year or two, honestly.
I actually don't know when that is from. Anyway, let's have a look. So, PARIVISION are playing the traditional pairing, I guess, of Chen and Dragon Knight. Usually, in the past, it has been played by DK mid and Chen safe lane, and then we had or support, obviously, but in the safe lane. And then we had a phase with offlane Dragon Knight played together with Chen. And guess what? We've come full circle. I guess that's not the word for it. We've tried everything now. Because now it's with carry Dragon Knight that teams are playing Chen. These two together. They love being a pair.
And we're also seeing the return of the Earth Spirit and the Pango, and Dark Willow has been seen a lot in this tournament. Meanwhile, Liquid said, all right, all the heroes that have been picked in this series, let's just forget about all of those, and let's just get an entirely new batch of heroes.
Yep.
Enchantress, Primal Beast, Ember Spirit, Marcy, Morphling.
Yeah, no repeat picks from their side. So, massive switch up. See how it's going to work out for them. So, I'll say Saberlight's Primal Beast really impressed me. I think he played it in Group Stage 1 in particular and had a couple of really good games, if I'm not mistaken. See how challenging this lane is. On paper, Dragon Knight Chen should not be a tough lane to find farm in. It's a very difficult lane for him to find kills in. Because every time you trample Dragon Knight, he can just Dragon Tail you. And Chen is deceptively tanky as a support. He has pretty good base health, and his strength gain isn't the greatest, but Chen's buy stats nowadays level 1 because they're universal hero. So if you think back on the Chens of old, and you were like, I could kill him with Primal, now you need to chew through another 100 health or 150.
Right.
And that is just a major difference. So.
And you're only going to have a few opportunities to go for a kill because you are being mana burned the whole time. So
yeah, that I don't know what you think about this Chen facet, or rather innate, of being able to just pick a creep that you get all the time. Conceptually, I'm probably okay with it, but I think the Soul Stealer should not be in the pool, or the Mind Stealer.
You think it should be the Purge one?
Maybe just nothing from that camp, because I think the Purge one might be too... Like, that's a really polarizing creep for the laning stage, right? If you have that constantly, you either get a strong slow or just having a Dispel minute 0 sounds kind of ridiculous to me, like permanent Dispel.
Okay.
So maybe you just remove the satyrs from the options. I don't know. Maybe that's just me hating on Chen as I have my entire life.
Have you always been a Chen hater?
It's probably just out of jealousy that I was never good at playing it.
Okay.
And for some of the years that I played pro, Chen was like a really strong pick, but there were only a handful of 5s in the world, I would say, that were actually good at the hero.
Yeah.
Obviously, the #1 standout player for those times on Chen was definitely Puppy and Ake back in the days.
So you must hate a lot of heroes, then.
Fuck you. That's so uncalled for.
Oh, man. It was funny, though. Yeah. Here comes that Reddit thread. Why he's kept shitting on Sig all the time.
So mean. No, that's a good one. I'll let you have that. I can appreciate a good joke at my expense. I deserve it.
Yeah, after listening to We Say Things for quite some time, I definitely have figured that out.
Yeah.
What have we here?
But yeah, I don't know. There's always been this... I guess there's always been polarization around Chen. Because the hero has had different phases in his history. There was like a phase where Chen was like an incredible laner as a 5 early on, where he just was the best 5 in the game for laning. He just got a creep and he owned you. That phase was particularly enjoyable. And now we're in this one where he constantly has a creep. He's arguably weaker in laning stage now than he was back then because he was just the king. The neutral creeps also used to spawn faster, if you remember.
Yep.
Back in those days that they spawned, I think they spawned at 0. So Chen would just come to lane with a creep of his choice, and the creep would just be stronger than the convert that you have now. Then he went through, like, he's had his ups and downs, but he's always been very polarizing in his ability to dominate lanes. There's been, at this point in Dota2's history, probably 5-6 years that Chen has been an S-tier laner, probably in Pro Dota. And then he's never really been a popular pub hero. So there's always been very big difference between these heroes, pub and pro history. I believe he's still the least played hero of all.
I was convinced when they first brought in Divine Favor that it was just going to be insanely broken.
It was.
I mean, it still gives 20 armor when it's maxed out, which is crazy.
The original Divine Favor that came out when the ability was released, I think was 12 level 1.
Gee.
Now it's 5. I think it gave 12 plus 4 per level. I'm actually positive. It was 12, 16, 20, 24. And you just went to lane with Chen and he pressed it on you. And there was like half the heroes that you laned against just couldn't do it.
Wait, it went 12 to 24?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. That was insane. Different times, though. Things change. Things get rebalanced.
So far, we have not had a first blood. It looks like Liquid is doing all right. PARIVISION apparently have the net worth lead.
Can we get a timer on the screen? Time since last kill?
Well, then you would include last
I would
game.
be very interested in what it would show. Because there are different things it could show. It could show 543.
Yeah.
It could show since the beginning of the game, which starts in minus.
Yeah.
Or it could show time since the kill from last game, which would be probably like
30 minutes.
30, 40 minutes. But we get nothing. Because we don't deserve it. That's right. You're included now.
Maybe it can't show anything because it needs a kill to happen.
That's probably the case, actually.
Are
That would make a lot
scanning.
of sense.
Bounty.
Boxy,
Yeah, Boxy,
he wanted to get the Watcher.
you got it. That Watcher will watch him die.
Yep.
Fool's first
That'll be first blood. 6-minute first blood. No one gets it. What a great pickup for him.
Is that the slowest first blood of the tournament? It's definitely in the... I don't think we've cast a game with a slower first blood than 6:30, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's pretty damn slow. But I guess by the nature of the lineups, it's relatively likely. We already talked about the top lane, how it's hard for DK and Primal to kill each other, and then...
The other side is Enchantress, Morphling, two heroes notorious for being hard to kill.
Yeah, and at the same time, they don't kill a lot either themselves early on. So I guess this was just the natural outcome of this. Time for Wisdoms. 1-for-1 split. It looks like Enchantress is trying to be cute with a creep, but she'll never win the war against 9 classes because he's in position already. So you can just click it. I guess if Enchantress had specifically a Mud Golem there. But even then, Willow can dodge that. But then there was at least a play. Not the case.
Bing bong. I wonder why Dakalis did that. Tipped Saberlight out of nowhere.
Probably misclick. Maybe he likes him. Maybe he wants him to have more shards. If only it worked in lobbies. Infinite money glitch.
Rotation from Boxy with Nisha having this sliverest of slivers there of a shield rune.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about Nisha. I think this is Nisha's best hero of all time, personally.
Okay.
And I know this guy is a master on a lot of heroes, and people will have different opinions, but I think his overall quality of gameplay is peak on this.
That can't be true. He's bronze tier.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, this is definitely his only account. I'm expecting great.
Were banned, right?
Yeah, that's what Valve told me. Expecting great things out of him on this hero. I think when it's time for the clutch for Liquid, whenever I feel like I doubt Nisha's Ember, it just never disappoints. So I think even if this game is going to be tough for Liquid for whatever reason, you can definitely count on Nisha with this Ember. And mid lane is pretty much a wash. That's to be expected. The Ember versus Pango generally, or excuse me, Earth Spirit generally goes this way. Both heroes just farm.
Overall, would you say it's a good Ember Spirit game or no?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. So the way Liquid have used this hero in this tournament, in the game that we cast, where I was impressed with his performance in particular, was they used it to generate vision and to just isolate heroes that they didn't want to face in the fights. And I think the idea of the Ember pick here is, first of all, it can set up Primal Beast to come in. Slight chains into Onslaught is really strong.
Okay.
But later in the game, he will probably just jump in and try to be disruptive to the Pango and the Willow, just like ruin their fight in the backlines. And I think what Liquid are looking for a lot when they pick Ember is how vulnerable is he when he has Flame Guard. If he is borderline unkillable, I think they will be way more likely to pick this hero than a lot of other options compared to other teams, because Nisha has exceptional understanding of how to create chaos in the fight by just jumping in the middle of the fray.
Okay.
You remember the game that we cast the other day, right? Where he just completely took it over.
So in your mind, like I'm looking at this, PARIVISION have pretty good disables to catch the Ember Spirit, but you think PARIVISION lacks the damage.
I think if he has max Flame Guard, it's hard to see a clear kill.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
That is a clear kill there, though.
And so is this.
Yep, this is a bigger one, though.
Much bigger.
Get Crystallis in return for Insania in a completely different position on the map, but Nisha's first involvement bears fruit. Nice rune snipe there from no one with the rolling boulder.
Tower is under attack.
We'll grab that one. It's now 2-0. Got the first blood and also the second kill. And they'll steal a little bit of a stack away here as well from Liquid, so nicely done by PARIVISION. Really good heroes just take stacks with the...
Oh, he hurricaned him into the bramble! That was sick, Ducalis!
Dire's top tower.
Is it going to result in a kill? No, but it was still cool.
Okay, another guy joins the bramble.
Saberlight runs into a bramble. No Ducalis required for that one.
All right, I rate that.
Chain stunned to death.
I rate that Onslaught 0 out of 10.
Damn. Not even a 1 out of 10. Boxy, he's going to die too. A fresh set of brambles have been placed out in this same area. Slight does manage to kill the Dark Willow, but it's not looking good for Liquid. Nice play from Mickey, turning into the Earth Spirit and kicking no one away from Insania. As long as he lives, which he should with all this mobility.
All right,
Pretty cool.
So on a scale of 0 out of 10, if that's not a 0, what's a 0? Because he killed himself and baited in a teammate to die in a situation that didn't even exist. So.
He charges in and he bumps allies into other brambles.
I thought you were going to charges in and drops his items. Okay, that's the real 0. So you're right. You're right. On a scale, we got to be true to the scale. That was a 1. Okay.
Yeah.
On a scale from 0 to 10, that was a 1. Not great. That was a 2,000 gold swing that I feel like was just completely unnecessary. Maybe a bit of miscommunication or a different read on the situation for the side of Liquid, but Ember already disengaged from that play, and then he just randomly charged into a bramble and got himself completely caught out. And this is the ripple effect of that. You lose 2 heroes. Now it's going to cost you your bottom tier 1 tower as well, because PARIVISION got this free time to just push out their lanes. This is the kind of stuff that can really break open the game, and if there's a hero that loves this stuff, it's Chen. This hero, one of the best momentum supports in all of Dota. Once you get ahead, you like to stay ahead.
I'll add one more thing. Boxy actually silenced up, caught by the bramble, and you can see Nisha was trying to give him a jump away, but not possible. No one tipping Boxy because Boxy was high-fiving him when he missed the first roll-in, but Boxy still dies anyway, and Chen is taking full advantage of all these pickoffs. Safe lane tower gone. Now the mid tower is gone. Team Liquid are not able to formulate a response, especially in a 4 versus 5.
I mean, this is looking pretty grim for them.
It is.
Losing 2 towers minute 12. And the power level that Chen is reaching this way, this is also probably Ducalis' most iconic hero. So you're giving PARIVISION their Chen, and he is running away with the early game. PARIVISION have won a decent chunk of games with this exact strategy. So Liquid might need to get something done. They'll try to find an opening here, and will likely be successful with... Oh, didn't quite connect
Roll
the
in, it's
rebound.
going to connect. Terrorize, trying to get it, toss him in the air. Now the Terrorize lands onto the two of them. Insania is going to try and finish up the kill. Do manage to get it with a slight on Nisha, and he's got a remnant to jump away to. They hit a lot of things there, but sadly, PARIVISION didn't have the backup to take advantage of the situation.
That arguably went better than if they would have just killed the Willow, because now they also got out the Magnetize.
Yeah.
With, don't blame no one for trying that, though. It looked like there might have been a possible counterplay, but Liquid did get the clean disengage.
All this success has led to DM having a Vessel done already, which...
Oh, that's so good this game.
Yeah, it's very good in this game. I feel like Vessel is a hard item to build right now just because there's Mantas so often picked up in early BKBs and stuff. But if you get it early enough, it can really pay off. And he's got a window here where maybe they can use it to kill the Morphling, but even then, quite good against some of the other heroes as well.
Exactly. For me, what makes a good Vessel game nowadays is not that you counter one hero. That was how you used to build it, was to counter like a Huskar or a Morph or whatever. I think what makes this a good Vessel game is that it's good against 4 heroes. It's good against everyone else than Ember. It's way harder for Ench to buy a Dispel, but Vesseling her is actually really valuable.
Gonna catch him, farm in the camp. No, they saw it coming. Boxy is still gonna be slowed down in a bramble, so he will die. But Nisha is the important one to get out there.
Yeah, Vesseling Primal Beast is great. Vesseling Morphling goes without saying is great. And against Marcy, when she's farmed enough, is actually nice too. I suppose she's like the least relevant of them, but definitely a nice game for it.
The Morphling has been kind of free farming, does have the Manta, so the counter is there now, but...
He'll still have to pop his Manta for other stuff. He'll be Manting out of Brambles, out of Earth Spirit Silences, and then you can maybe still find a moment of weakness. And also Vesseling Morph when he is morphed into Strength still does a lot of damage. So it's not like it's useless even if you cast it later in the fight to find the kill.
Chrysalis, quite contrary to what Mickey did in the last game.
He's going
full
hard
carry build. Yeah. And they're actually going to try and come through the gate here. Are they wanting to push tower? Are they wanting to go Roche? Yeah.
I like Crystallis going hard carry build this game instead of Blink, because I think what you need to recognize about the Dire lineup is that everybody else has so insane tempo and have catch. You have Willow, Pango, and Earth Spirit. So I think you need to do the brunt of the carrying later in the game with massive physical damage. Just get there. Your team has an amazing start. You can play full greedy. You can pretend you're any sort of carry in this game as Dragon and just play it like a... I don't know, play it like a Sven, really. I wouldn't mind that. He doesn't even have Blink in his quick buy. He might not even buy one all game.
Oh, they are catching the Ember Spirit. He picks up an Arcane Rune and he'll keep that for his next life, but he is dead.
Very, very clean kill. Yeah, Flame Guard wasn't active. He got caught out of nowhere. If he has Flame Guard running, no way he dies. But they can still pierce through the Mage Slayer. Magic resistance is not enough without the guard. First kill on Nisha. 5,000 lead already.
Yeah, this built up quick.
This looks great for PARIVISION.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Taking all the outer towers. Now they're taking away some of their vision, too. Team Liquid, they've clearly made a call of just wanting to avoid fights until maybe this point where BKB on Saberlight. Maybe they feel like they could fight with that.
That's definitely a big difference maker. His hero is really tough to play until he has that item in this game. Brambles are super annoying, Dragon Tail, Pango ult. A lot of possible problems.
Well, if they wanted to fight right now, they may have missed their window because Roshan is going to go down and we'll see whether or not they want to fight into an Aegis. And BKBs are also coming in for PARIVISION, so I don't think they're actually going to be stronger at all. At least not for a bit.
They could win it based on positioning, so if they have the high ground here and they get the jump, but they're going to give up the high ground, they're going to get spotted by random courier.
Oh no, the courier spots the Enchantress instantly. DM is going to roll at them. Awkward situation now as the Enchantress is the one to be caught.
Nice defensive play from Insania, but
that was pretty cool.
He's actually living.
They have to use another Vessel charge on him.
He survived.
He's actually going to get out. That was so cool.
That was really heads up how fast he pushed himself to the low ground with the Wild Wing and then immediately got off the heal. And there wasn't a Vessel on him because they used that in the opener onto the Primal Beast.
Yeah.
So that's why he could heal through it initially.
So that's 2 charges down. He's left with nothing now.
Yeah. Needs to find a kill. Or die. You do get a charge when you die in Vessel too, right? It's not only earned.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's
And
bottom
Liquid
tower
will
is under
continue to
attack.
split push and dodge the ball of PARIVISION.
I just realized you just give Divine Favor to Dragon Knight. Like, his armor is that's so stupid. And he's just tanking the tower without even taking damage. Well, they can't destroy it, though, by as it seems with the rally. They keep trying to finally get through it. Okay, close call.
Yeah, all the waves have been cut. The whole map is kind of a mess now for PARIVISION.
Dire's bottom tower
But they
is
can
under
find kills,
attack.
perhaps. Boxy, he needs Mickey's help to jump down. I don't think you're... Yeah, the Magnetize probably going to kill you. He's going to roll after you. Hits the Morphling instead. Re-ups the Magnetize. Boxy turns around, tries to fight him. Blade Mail is activated. Boxy, he's healing up through the Enchantress. Oh, it wasn't enough. A kick from no one across the... Exactly. And Saberlight
Terror.
got him on the Terrorize.
What's
He has
that?
BKB. He's just trying to force him
He's
to use it.
forcing it out. Might kill him for it? No.
Radiant's middle tower is under
DMTP's in with the pipe.
Crystallis got real aggro, looks like, in the mid lane. He's trying to make use of this Aegis and maximize the towers that they can get with it. He's going to go Bloodthorn next.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The rally grows.
Radiant's middle
They're
tower
going to keep
is
taking
under
advantage of
attack.
the Aegis. They have 2 more minutes.
Radiant structures
I think high ground is probably a little bit scary this early, but you can definitely take mid tower and probably bot, and then there's all of the outer towers will be gone at that point. And for the side of Liquid, they will finally, I say finally, it's been up for 15 seconds, the Tormentor. Come on, boys, get it done. They'll get Sproink for Insania, but he doesn't have a point in Impetus, so it actually just makes him jump back and fire a regular attack. It's pretty pathetic.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's not the greatest. For now. It will be good later.
Sure.
But he has a lot of room to grow for that. He needs at least a couple of levels before that Impetus starts being interesting. So, yeah. Not the biggest of deals.
Is it just the Aegis, or do you think Liquid is waiting for something else?
I think they want another damage item on Morphling, probably.
Yeah.
Meike is playing... He has 3,000 gold in the bank, so taking a fight now, there's just so much dead gold. Ideally, you want to fight when you've expended on something meaningful.
Sure. So, Butterfly... I'm not... Butterfly doesn't feel like an item for me that's like, oh yeah, we're definitely going to win a fight now. It'll deal with the Dragon Knight, but I feel like there's so much other damage that PARIVISION has.
They definitely need to set up the fight in a clever way. Well, they might be forced to. They are going high ground with this one. 20 minutes in, and this is fast. This is a fat rally.
Yeah,
There's so many skeletons.
They have no way to
11
clear
stacks.
out the skeletons unless Saberlight commits. And he's going to be revealed in the trees. He's going to pop out now immediately. Dragon-tailed into the Terrorize. Doesn't pop his BKB. Chain stun dead.
Oh my god,
Oh.
did they just lose the game already?
They might have.
This is such a big rally. They're going to go mid. Like you said, somebody has to kill these. Where's the Ember? He finally has TP now.
Oh,
He's going to TP back, but the damage is done.
Structures are fortified.
Now he can start clearing them out together with the glyph. They're lost a lane and a half.
PARIVISION's not done. 20 seconds for the Primal Beast. 20 seconds to hit these buildings. A
Or a
stun,
hit
a
on
bramble.
Dragon Knight.
Oh, tries to pull him away, but the silence lasts too long, and the Rolling Thunder connects. Now the bull supports are dead. Immediate buyback from the Enchantress. Mickey's just going, what's going on inside the base, guys?
Wow, the moment Crystal is... The millisecond that Orchid arrived, he instantly just killed Ember. Nisha didn't even have time to react on this item being picked up. He just went for him straight away. Caught him completely off guard. Oh, all right. Well, 1 a.m. Dota. No one... He wants to go to bed. And he'll go to bed happy, probably, as it looks.
Mickey has finally made his way back. Liquid. I mean, even if you wipe these 4 heroes here, you're still on a losing end of things. Is Mickey, he's going to come out, turn into a Pango, shield crash, run at them. The damage is not very potent. In fact, he is looking impotent out here. Waveforms forward, goes after Chrysalis. Chrysalis looks like they've got him. They'll leave the carry behind, but only losing one hero. That's good enough for PARIVISION. They're very happy. 2 lanes of barracks at 23 minutes.
And a tier 3 tower, so the last lane is also left open. That was so quick. You gotta be on your toes against Rally. Like, you can't just Celery Nightmare is back. Yeah, how many times have Liquid lost to a Gaming Gladiators, Chen, I suppose?
Yeah.
It's been better this year. Last year was not so great for them against that team. But yeah, that rally push just ended the game, more or less. Like, how do you possibly recover from this as Liquid? 2 lanes down, minute 20 against Chen. Just gonna continue dominating the map. You got such a massive influx of gold on the PARIVISION heroes, and on top of all of that, Morphling bought BKB just to defend his base, so now he has no damage item.
Right.
This wasn't his first choice. He bought it because it's game over if they don't fight there. So he has to buy the highest value he can, and that was the best choice.
Smoked up, running into
Okay.
a little old 9 class.
I'll get one.
The instant replay.
Instant tip. I think they wanted to make sure to get in that replay, so we also got to see a replay of Liquid this game, because there hasn't really been anything else.
True. Yes.
Gotta highlight when something good happens. It's one of those games.
Yeah, it was one of their 4 kills they've gotten in this game.
Yep. And I think all the other ones were trades. This is the first time they win a fight. I don't think that's live. But if it is, kudos for staying positive.
Maybe Nisha's thinking about the bet that he's winning against Insania.
Oh,
Silence immediately put on the Ember Spirit. He's juking around. He does manage to get the silence off of him, and he's okay for now. But can Liquid win the fight? The BKB, this was supposed to be a moment to be able to go in and do something, but Saberlight hasn't managed to do too much. And look at this Magnetize on all 5 heroes. They're going to leap behind the Primal Beast. Liquid return to the high ground.
And they're going to siege now. They're not going to wait for another Aegis. Completely unnecessary.
This Dragonite is going to take your building so quickly. 9 class, all he has to do is hit here and pump fake terrorize and wait for them to go on the Dragonite because they have to go in. Mickey, he's popped his BKB and committed. The damage is not looking great though. He is not killing any of these cores. They are just running out. Maybe actually the Pango is going to die. Okay, first it's going to be TM. Now they're rolling. Stunned up, Orchided. Okay, the Morphling's dead. Immediate buyback. They're going to kill 9 class in return. They have to chase down these heroes. They have been bleeding out far too much. Don't let him escape. But the chains, it didn't land. It hit no one, actually, but didn't catch Chrysalis. Turn around. Boxy immediately. Orchid stunned. Killed. Now it's going to be Nisha, maybe? Nope. Got away into the corner. Chains up the Dragonite. Chrysalis is slowed down to a crawl. They will kill him. It costs Liquid everything they have just to keep the game going on another minute or 2.
Yeah.
My thrift reward.
Because of these 3 buybacks, this is an even exchange of gold, but you lost so much defensive potential. You needed an 8v5 to draw. So next time around, it's going to be 5-on-5. And you're likely to be facing an Aegis as well. He's respawning in 1 minute. That pretty much exactly overlaps with Chrysalis coming back to life. So you'd think that PARIVISION will just beeline for that and then finish the game down that top lane. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, the series has had some back and forths in the games, and it probably hasn't been the best series for either team. But probably we're hoping for a little bit more out of this 3rd game than just Liquid being absolutely bodied like this.
Yeah.
Don't think... I mean, going into today, this was probably the expected outcome, that PARIVISION were going to be the superior team, 2-1 or 2-0.
Yep.
But any individual game being this much of a landslide victory is probably a bit of a letdown, and I'm sure Liquid aren't feeling great about this, of course. PARIVISION, probably over the moon. Let's see. Are they? Oh, they're not even going for Roche. It looks like they're done. They're gonna force Liquid to defend. 5-on-5. Shiva's guard, good timing picked up here, just before the siege comes.
That will help the damage, but they really got to set up right away. Otherwise, it's just going to be mega creeps. PARIVISION are committing. They're going straight for it. Oh, they have a glyph. That's going to buy them a little bit of time, but Crystallis is super scary, and I don't think they can kill him fast enough. He's going to deal with the buildings. That's going to be megas. Liquid are now just going to fight out for a 60-minute game. At best, that's all they're really hoping for, is to be able to defend now their Ancient for an extremely long time in order to make some crazy comeback. I wonder what the earliest Mega Creep achieved that still resulted in a comeback.
Oh, that's actually a really good question. If you asked me, I would think it has never happened with Mega Creeps before 30 minutes.
Before 30 minutes, yeah, I would say so.
I don't know.
Too.
That's so incredibly unlikely what needs to happen. I think the couple of Mega Creep comebacks we've seen are generally somewhere in the realm of like 50 to 70 minutes.
Yeah.
Or even later, of course, back in the day when Dota could last for 3 hours when it was a ridiculous game.
Has fallen to the dire. Radiant are
That was how OD Pixel made his splash into the scene. I still remember. He cast that Cloud9 versus Scary Phases game 2 together with Purge.
Yeah.
And he kept playing 2 steps from hell over the late game team fights because he was losing his mind when they kept sieging for the 17th time in a row into Sniper. But eventually Scary Faces won that game 2, and then I believe they got crushed game 3. They like fought hard for like a 3-hour win just to lose right after. But it was an iconic game, and yeah, Owen got discovered from that series on a grander scale, at least.
Yeah.
Made the most of an opportunity he was given. At least I think it was with Purge, right? That wasn't with Wakey, that series, I think.
You are. It was. Yeah. It wasn't with Wakey. It was with somebody else. Yeah. Well, right. Crystallis is going to town here. Instant Dragon Tail. Primal Beast isn't sneaking one past him. He pops his BKB. Crystallis has taken some damage. Reminder that he does have the Aegis. While Ember Spirit's just in, no one is doing as much as he can. Crystallis is now here for the cleanup. Terrorize lands on a 2 with the Rolling Thunder as well. Beautiful stuff there from PARIVISION. All that's left now is to deal with Mickey's Morphling. Can they get Crystallis the Rampage? Mickey, you gonna be nice?
Oh, he's gonna hide.
He's gonna hide. He doesn't want to give it to him. Look at Crystallis. He's like, come on, man. Come on, give it to me. Well, even if they don't get the Rampage, PARIVISION gets the more important prize. They will get the win, and they will join Team Spirit at the